I want to talk a little bit now about just using the tools that you have and actually coming to a situation like worship or a session or a live opportunity with the right tools is a real key. And for me, I've said this a number of times, but because we travel a lot, and especially with how much of a hassle it can be to travel with a lot of stuff, you can't always bring your favorite amps. You can't always bring your favorite guitars or multiple guitars. And so you end up trying to find the things that really create the atmosphere, the parts like we've been talking about, with the least amount of real estate in your travel gear. So I want to go back to a couple things that I as a worship leader, I use all the time because, and I can talk about that a second. When I lead worship at my church, I most often will lead with acoustic, depending on the number of players I have, because it frees me up a little bit more rhythmically to carry a band, and I'm not as worried about sounds and tones and parts like we've been talking about. I do play parts, but I'm a little more geared towards leading worship and facilitating what that is about, as opposed to trusting that that's what Don does when we travel with Don. So I'm less concerned about carrying a whole band than I can sit back and play. And I'll give you an example, like with the capo. And obviously, when a little disclaimer here, but our explanation, using capos is awesome, but tuning becomes an issue and placement. And I'm going to demonstrate this because a lot of people will capo over the middle of a fret, and that works fine. And once you tune it, if you have a good capo, it's fine. This is a great one. It's a D'Addario capo, and I do love it. And it has a tension adjustment on it, which is the reason I use it as the main capo. And then this is one of my best friends here, the guys at Kaiser have made for me. The cut capo has been one of my best friends since it came on the market. Mitch Bohannon, who pitched this to these guys at Kaiser. It's one of the best tools. Guys were cutting off capos forever to create this, or turning capos upside down, or a real capo to get this. But what it does is it gives you dad-gad fingering by placing the capo on. But I want to demonstrate two capos, placing it as close to the fret as I can so that it's the least amount of tension on the string. And the tension adjustment here on this capo is awesome because it allows me, like there, I don't have to change the tuning a lot right now. So it's fairly in tune just by placing it well, and I've got the tension adjusted so that it's not overdoing it. In the middle, it automatically pulls the string down more, so tuning becomes an issue. So with a capo as a leader, I'm in the key of E now. But I'm playing in a D fingering, so that's nice and open. And so with just a tad of a delay, I can lead a song. That's not even a song, but you could hear how, if that were a worship song I were getting into, I'm carrying it, kind of like I would an acoustic. So a lot of leaders that lead from electric end up finding that a capo, minimal effects right now, I'm not dialing any special tones in. Usually, if I'm leading, I've got a couple of key sounds, unless I have integral parts in songs that I'm using. So that just creates a simple way to lead from electric